Dirty bird. Don't hit me. Woo. Baby's heating up. Let's talk about this thing. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. My name's Jeff, and today is a good day because we have an Infinity. So today we are looking at the Dirty Bird. But before I get into the specifics on this gun, I just want to talk about the brand Infinity. I think everybody is familiar with it, but it's one of those things, if you know, you know. Because the second you pick up an Infinity, you can tell it's something different. It is just, there's Infinity, and then there's everything else. Even the sound of the gun, just dry fire, sounds like an Infinity. It's crazy. So Infinity, I have a whole video on this that I'm going to link to. Go check that out. But it's the history of the evolution of the 2011, basically. So Infinity, which is SVI Infinity. The S in that is Strayer, who owns Infinity, who was the S in STI, who became Staccato. It's no surprise that half of the inventor of the 2011 makes one of, if not the best 2011 in the world. And that is what you see, feel, hear, touch, everything when you pick up the Infinity. It is just that kind of gun that you feel it, just everything, the tactile nature of the gun, the sound of it, everything. And that's before you even get to shooting the pistol, is just next level. The machining, everything on this is so dialed. And the way that Infinity does it, they used to just make all custom guns. And you'd order your pistol and they would make that version for you depending on the options that you spec'd out. They moved away from that and now they just do drops. So it seems like every month and a half or somewhere around there, they come out with new drops. So they have different barrel lengths and different grip sizes and just different variations. But every drop is a unique looking gun, and every time I see the drops, I'm always blown away, always want to get one. And it's just, they're so difficult to get. The demand far outstrips the supply. If an Infinity comes into your life, you are very lucky. You either get a drop, which I don't even know anybody that has ever actually gotten a drop, or you pay through the nose for an Infinity, because the secondary market for these things is crazy. And so having an Infinity is a good day, and today is one of those days. So today we're looking at the Dirty Bird, which is a 4.5-inch ported pistol, and it is just such a great pistol to shoot. First off, you have this island barrel that is ported, and the machining tolerances on it are just ridiculous. Infinity makes 100% of this gun in-house. That's including the springs, the screws. And then you look at the screws, everything on this, and it's all just absolutely unique, down to the optic screws, these Infinity optic screws. Like every single detail of the gun has been clearly thought out and rethought, and just you can tell that time, effort, and a lot of artistry and craftsmanship has gone into the gun. And then you shoot it, and you realize that trigger is so much better than the best trigger I've ever shot, that it's really the heart of the gun, and really what makes the gun so fantastic is this trigger. And I will say, of all the Infinities that I have had the pleasure of shooting, every single trigger has been almost identical. They have a very consistent trigger throughout the guns that I've had the pleasure of shooting. You team this trigger up with the weight, the balance of this gun, because when I pick this gun up, the first thing that I'm struck by is the weight of it. And weight translates to a good shooting gun. And then the balance of the gun with that weight, with this trigger, and then you add in these porting, and it's just such a fun gun to shoot. It's very fast. And even for someone like me that's not the best shooter in the world by any stretch of the imagination, I can shoot this gun faster than any other gun, get this in my hand, and I feel like a better shooter, even though I'm not. But it really is like blending form and function, because everything looks amazing, but it also just has a functional aspect to it. So all the little checkering and knurling on all the little slide stop and mag release, the controls are easy to access. The ambi thumb safeties have a very positive on and off. You always know when it's on. I would say the only thing I would like is a little bigger magwell, because these magwells are a little small. They look fantastic, but they're a little on the small side. The Infinities that I own, I like that they don't have a lot of branding on them. They have, I mean, this one you can see has the grip cut out with the Infinity logo. When I first got it, I wasn't a huge fan, but it definitely has grown on me. And it just, other than a couple little logos on here, there's no real branding, because some of the Infinities I've seen do say, you know, Infinity across the side, which I don't have a problem with that, but I prefer this. And if you know, you just immediately recognize this as an Infinity. One of those ways is through the trigger, one of those ways is through the hammer. One of those ways is definitely through their optic cut. They don't run plates, they just direct mount, and the optic cut is specific for whichever optic you're running. So if you're out in the market and you're looking for an Infinity, just know that if it has an SRO or an acro, that's what it has. I don't think people get too hung up on that. I would gladly get an Infinity with an acro, even though I prefer the SRO. But luckily, all my Infinities have SROs. Other than that, I would just say, if you've shot an Infinity, you know, and if you haven't, if you have a chance, please find a way to shoot an Infinity, even just to handle one. Because as I said in the beginning, they are just something different. So shooting this Dirty Bird was a blast. This is the one Infinity that I have that I am okay with taking out and running really hard. My other ones, I tend to baby a little bit. But this one, I'll take this to courses. I will burn this thing down to the ground. And not that I ever fear that it won't continue to run, but I'll scratch this, scuff this, beat this one up with no problem, and give it a little bit of character. My other ones, I try to keep nice and rub them with a diaper. Keep them, just baby them a little much. But this is the one that you'll see on the channel where I'm out in this kind of weather, running around, crawling through the mud, doing that kind of stuff. So Infinity Dirty Bird, one of the coolest guns I have, and I love it. You'll see this on the channel quite a bit. Please stay tuned for future videos, comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, and I'll catch you next time.